Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Can you hear me? What's up? What's up? Move me over to comments so I can see comments, please. Thanks. He said, "My fellow victim." What's up, RJ? How you guys doing? Let's bring in my fellow guys here. What's up, y'all?
Yo, what up? What up?
Let's go out there and just put it out that we're late because of Chris Jefferson.
Yo, come on, man. Y'all just gonna put it on me like that, huh?
Yes, because Nas was here. Nas was here.
I was here.
So here's the deal. I thought Nas was late, so I took my time.
Yo, that's crazy. It's cool. So shout out for Chris Jefferson kind of putting this together because we did a topic. If you went to We Live, We Live 20, was it 20? Yeah, 20.
Yeah.
If you went to We Live 20, you know that we did this thing called After Dark, where we shut off all the cameras. Everybody came on stage, and for a few hours, I think a couple hours, for hours, we sat and answered real raw questions about the real estate. So, shout out for Chris for putting that together. I think that's dope. So we're here, and we're gonna make this. How often are we gonna do this, brother?
I guess let's do it every other week, man.
Yeah, every other week. So that's good. I'm
because we know Nas has a tight schedule.
Yeah, very tight schedule. But we're cool with that. So obviously, before we start, gentlemen, hope everybody's good. Nas, they say you look good without the braces.
Thanks, yo. Thanks. I finally get some love, man. I was like, yo, like when I'm gonna get the max for love. I guess that's what I got it now. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Nah, man, you look amazing, man. You look amazing.
Pause. Yeah, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, we ain't got to say that. We know we good.
Absolutely.
Yo, so obviously, let's just tackle something real quick before we get started talking about real estate. Obviously, my man Nasr has on a Colin Kaepernick jersey. So obviously, I did a live on this yesterday, and I continue to do another 3-part series. It's a total of 4 parts about the topic that's going on with George Floyd and just the whole police brutality and all that stuff. We just want to talk about it for a second because I think it'd be unfair if we didn't mention this. I know, speaking for myself, right now I believe that it's going to be, I think right now in our society is going to be the greatest transfer of wealth our generation's ever seen. And I believe that also with the straw that broke the camel's back, which is the George Floyd situation, I believe that people are paying more attention now than ever before. And with that, and with how easy it is for us to unify and create a message, it's important for all of us to be able to come together to have a unified message so we can demand certain changes. And with the greatest wealth transfer happening, which is why we're hosting this actual thing, talking about how to build your business and grow your business. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. But I think it's important to understand that with that also comes a responsibility, which is why we're here. So I really, really, really hope people pay attention. I hope that we come up with a unified message so we can tackle these issues that have been going on in society for hundreds of years: systemic racism, police brutality, and injustice. So that's my piece on it. I know you guys are independently on your own. You can say what you want to say. Go ahead, and I'm gonna let you get that out, and we're gonna get to making some money so we can further move this along by removing that curse, that generational curse.
Nas, you want to go ahead or you want me to go?
You go ahead, because I'm gonna be the best at this.
Understood. I figured that. So, my thoughts on this. It's been an interesting past 7 days. I've spent a lot of time out in my city, seeing different things that are going on, participating in protest, peaceful protest. I think we're at a very unique time in our generation for all of us. To me, this is a pivotal moment in history. I think that, and rest in peace, George Floyd, I think the George Floyd situation created a time where there's nothing to be disputed. There's no but, there's no what about the investigation? What about we all saw it. It's all clear. We now can all agree and understand this is a serious, serious issue in our community. And we all need to come together. I think real estate's a beautiful space. We all need to come together, continue to support each other, continue to assist and help progress change in our communities. There's been a change that was announced this evening, right here in my city, Richmond, Virginia, which I'm super, super excited to see.
That was dope.
I know things will continue to come down the pipeline that will be effective change for all of us. So I'm just happy to see that the conversation has continued to be pushed. I feel that pressure was applied in this situation, and we're starting to see some unique change. And I think we just have to continue these open, transparent conversation. I've seen some really good posts from different people, and I hope to see that continue because I think that's to everyone's benefit, regardless of your color.
All right, thank you for that, man. All right, so this is where I'm gonna start with. I see people in the comments talking about the black dollar, economic power. Those things are very important, but let me just emphasize how important they are. So, for you, those who don't know, Donald Trump, the president, has a daughter named Ivanka Trump. Okay, she's married. She's married to Jared Kushner. All right. With her being married to Jared Kushner, and he's a real estate investor too. Some people criticize his ways because they consider him a slumlord for his residential stuff. But we're not going to focus on the character. I'm going to make a point with this, right? So, Jared Kushner's father, I wanted to say, is his grandfather or great grandfather. Willed down to his father 2,500 units. Okay, so we're talking about the 20s. This family's money traced back to the 20s. They're from New Jersey. So in the 20s, they accumulated, I want to say, 2,400 units. Okay, so yeah, that's correct, Jerome. He has a huge portfolio. So at that same time, everybody who's on this call right now that's speaking, especially my great grandparents, there were laws put in place so that we couldn't generate wealth. So there was laws put in place that we were under Jim Crow. Okay, so after slavery ended, and I want to say 1864, 1865, Jim Crow was in place. So therefore, we couldn't will down 12 or 2,400 units because the laws and the structure would not allow us to. Okay, so fast forward, and I'm not criticizing this family did the right thing. They benefited from the law. Fast forward, the son is now worth. Jared Kushner, Ivanka's husband, is now worth $800 million. Okay, he has a net worth of $800 million. When his father inherited the portfolio, his father did the right thing and made it grow. Same thing with him, it made it grow. Just like they could have made it grow, they could also made it die. We all know some people who got a big lawsuit, who inherited something, and today they're broke, but they were able to grow that. And my point is, this systematic racism thing didn't start 10 years ago. We talking about from starting the 1600s when we got here, and from the end of slavery, we had the Jim Crow law. And then what did we do? At the end of slavery, there were the slave owners got reparations. Slave owners got reparations. Unfortunately, the slaves were left with nothing. So therefore, they built up multiple neighborhoods. Black Wall Street, they're known as. There was multiple. It was more than just Tulsa, Oklahoma. But Tulsa, Oklahoma was the most important one. I'm sorry, not the most important, but the most popular one. And that's the one we talked about. That's the one that got bombed by the U.S. government. So there was a time in this country whereas we couldn't transfer wealth, right? But everything was against it. It's a lot better than it is today. And we just need to take advantage of that. Yeah, we got issues. Yeah, racism is always going to be around. I'm glad that a lot more of our white counterparts are speaking up. and saying, yeah, man, this is wrong. This does go on a lot. I'm just scared to mention it before, but man, this is getting, it's getting out of hand. And we've been dealing with this every day for our lives. But my point of all this is we are now in a situation whereas our kids can inherit stuff. So don't waste your time, focusing on the negative. Racism is going to happen regardless. But since we're not under Jim Crow no more, let's go out and just build wealth.
Exactly. So Nas, I appreciate that, and the long story, which is important to know because a lot of people didn't know, and I learned a few things myself. But it's important for us to acknowledge what's going on and then have conversations on how we can fix it, and then talk about how we can build wealth. And that's what we are for. Every single person you see on the screen, myself, Nasr, and CJ, we're all trying to build wealth for the families that we don't have yet, for the families we know are coming. And for CJ has a family, and he's building wealth for his current family. So we want to help you be able to build that wealth, and that's going to be a strong part of moving forward. So with all that said, I hope people have learned that part already. Let's get into some wealth building things. I think today's the reason for this Real Estate After Dark is for us to be able to just have raw Q&A about real estate for people that are new and don't know Nasr. Nasr was actually a person that I reached out to when I first started because he's somebody I looked up to in my area. Now, we didn't get to connect, but we connected later down the road at the appropriate time, which I think was the appropriate time, actually. We connected at the appropriate time, and we've been rocking ever since. CJ is right above me in Virginia. He saw his first $1 million by he was 24. So he has way more experience. He says RJ crazy. He has way more experience in a lot of things than me. Glad Nas is wearing pants. Thank you. He has a lot of experience in things such as new bills and stuff like that. He's done a lot of that. So everybody up here is real. Everybody up here actually does this business. And obviously, I hang around people that are real. So, these guys are just no slouches, man. They really doing their thing. So I think between all of us, I think we should be able to answer any question that comes our way. And I don't think we should waste any more time talking and rambling. Let's just get to the questions, man. So this is a platform where you can just ask questions in the comments. My guys will move the questions over, and we'll take turns, and some of us will answer it, and some of us will let it pass. So let's see what we got. It's on y'all. Ask some questions.
Okay, ask some questions. I know somebody said, somebody asked me, where's the road? Hey, I had to let the road rest. You know what I'm saying? I let it rest sometimes. Man, I already wore it out. You know what I'm saying? Got my money's worth out that joint.
So we got a question about bandit signs. The question is, does bandit signs still work? And I'll tee this one up, and this is for myself. Absolutely. I believe any marketing method that you put a valid effort to and you consistently do it works. I've seen people's entire business based on cold calling. I've seen people's entire business based on PPC. I've seen somebody's entire business based upon RVMs, and mail. I've seen it all. And then you have some people like my business that has a combination of each. So what are your guys' perspective on it? I think that's a pretty easy question. Are bandit signs do they still work?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 110%. Bandit signs work. I haven't done bandit signs in a long time. I've got a good friend of mine, John Washington. This guy, we call him around Richmond, we call him the bandit sign bully. This guy is obsessed with bandit signs for whatever reason, but it works for him. It's effective marketing. It gets him deals. So absolutely they work. If it's something that you want to use as a marketing channel, go do it. Get signs up, find good intersections, and make it happen.
Nice. I know we got more questions. Let's keep this going.
Somebody said, how do you estimate repair costs without walking in the property so you can make an offer over the phone? With me, when I'm making offers over the phone, I mean, I just want to get a discount. Right? So I like to use an imaginary number of 20 grand. I know it's going to need 20 grand. Might need more, But I just want my whole objective, and with my team, I train them just get the property low.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's same for me. One thing that we do is we also a lot of times pitch the question to the seller, and we're like, hey, what is all the repairs you need? And typically their repairs are going to be, the cost of them are going to be higher, but you have to be good at asking the question the right way. So for example, I made a post about this. There's two types of questions, right? There's the questions for you to gain information, and there's also questions for your seller for you to help paint the picture for your seller, right? If that's the point, right? So you asking them, hey, so what do you think it would cost to do this? Hey, look, if I gave you a bag of money, what would you do to the house? What would that cost? Okay, cool. What would that cost? In the middle of building rapport, you can ask these type of questions. So how would you get? I guess the main question is, how would you get actual repair cost? For houses that you're not be able to see. CJ, how do you do when you're doing something virtually? Because we're buying stuff we're not seeing. We're just making a good guesstimate, and it's usually high.
Yeah. We don't get stuck in what the repair costs are or anything like that. So what we use is as-is comparables for the property. All right, you want to put yourself in a position where you look at as-is comps, determine what a property can sell for in similar condition. And one thing that we do, kind of to piggyback on what Max was saying, is in those phone conversations with the seller, we're working in our script where we're having an open conversation with the seller to find out about property repairs, what work the property needs. Hey, I like to put properties in HGTV type condition. That's what everybody wants these days. So, I got to get the property up to modern standards. Whether I flip it, whether I rent it, that's something I need to do. And you have them walk you through the repairs. And then what I like to do, kind of like Max mentioned, is I kind of softly say to the seller, hey, I'm just curious, Max. What do you think it would cost to do that work? Mm-hmm. And allow them to give you a number. And what I like to do is then use that number to leverage in the negotiation for the purchase price of the property. So if they give you a number for $30,000, they give you a number of $40,000. When you're in the back end of the conversation, you're negotiating price. You got to lean into that number they gave. Like, that's the number they gave you. You got to lean into that and use that number to work them down on their price.
And typically, if you build enough rapport and ask that question, that number is going to be higher because their guard is down and they're just giving you their honest opinion.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's keep it moving. What else we got?
Do people do wholesaling in New York? Absolutely, people do wholesaling in New York. You can wholesale everywhere. New York, if you're referring to New York City, it's just one of those competitive spots. It can be done, but people definitely wholesale everywhere.
Everywhere. Ain't been a place. Hey, I'm getting something in my ear. Nas, my crew is telling you, let them post the questions or they're gonna come see you. You're not that far away. That's what they told me. I'm just passing it on.
Nah, it's regulating. You regulate.
Hey man, tell them I apologize. It won't happen again.
I don't know if I agree with them or not, but I'm just telling you what they said. Read that, CJ.
So as far as repairs go, HGTV flippers are spending $20,000 on a kitchen alone, but investors on YouTube are spending $5,000 for a new kitchen, $5,000 for a new bathroom. Is there a formula that you trust?
Hold on. I just want to read back. As far as repairs go, HGT flippers are spending $20,000 on a kitchen alone, but investors on YouTube are saying, can
I say something, man?
Yeah, no, I just want to reread it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Listen, there's not a number on HGTV that's accurate. There's not one number they put up on the screen when you watch those shows that's a real number. All right. Do not use that math to invest in real estate.
Yeah, please don't. How do you handle realtors asking for proof of funds?
It's a good question. Nas, what do you do? I know you're rich, man, but what do you do?
I don't deal with realtors on the buy side. I only deal with realtors on the sell side.
Me too.
I don't deal with no MLS stuff. Sometimes you do come with the seller, a seller that needs that say, hey, look, I want a proof of funds. I've been blessed. I can show that. However, if you have a hard money lender in your market, they will give you a proof of funds.
I just think there's Nas, I just think there's too many deals to just be focusing on like submitting. Me personally, and this is just from my market.
This is
Anytime,
after dark, Max, so we gotta keep it real.
yeah. Here's my thing. Look, I don't buy, and I do have. All right, hold on, wait. I'm gonna answer this in two ways, right? I've never ran into this problem because I've never made an offer to a house on the MLS. Because in my market, anything that's halfway a deal on the MLS is gone. There's always some dumb guy that's willing to buy it. Now, with that being said, I did recently invest in some new software, which I won't mention yet because I haven't vetted them. It's a new software that allows me to make hundreds of offers on MLS properties all at once, based upon a sliding scale. So I can put in a parameter of saying, hey, I want everything in this city or this county that's been listed for 180 days plus, that's listed for under the price of $250, and then that has a minimum of this amount of bedrooms, this amount of bathrooms. And obviously the main key is that it's been listed for 180 days. And I can pull up 200 properties, select those 200 properties, and then use the slide and scale and say offer 55% of asking price on all these properties. And so I just really just got it set up, I think Monday, and we've been testing it. And obviously it's not ready yet because it's still a seller's market, right? So I know I'm not going to get anything. But I think in my business, I think in everybody's business, we're always preparing for what may happen in the future. The software cost me $1,500 to set up, and I think it's like $500 a month. And if it works, it'd be cool. But if I think it is going to work if it becomes a buyer's market. But right now it's too hot. So I've never had the issue with MLS. I think there's too many low-hanging fruit to go make offers on the MLS. Just sounds kind of lazy to me.
Yeah, I agree. Max is spot on. MLS offers will come back. They haven't been around for like 8 years. What I see is a lot of new wholesalers, they gravitate to trying to make deals with realtors and stuff like that.
Because they're lazy.
Right, because they don't want to do the hard work. Don't go after that stuff like Max said, man. You got to go chase out the deals that require the work and effort. There will come a time in the near future where it's important to make MLS offers again. You can get deals on MLS. We're not in that time right now. I don't think we're going to be in that time, in the next 30, 60, 90 days either. So I would focus on getting off-market deals. If you need a proof of funds, reach out to a local hard money lender. Reach out to one of your cash buyers
that you work with
for proof of funds.
But Nas, what problem are you solving by buying houses off the MLS or trying to wholesale houses off the MLS? What problem are you solving?
You don't know. You gotta go to the middleman.
I don't think you're solving any problem because the thing is,
people have problems, but you're going through the agent. I don't focus like when CJ said when people are newer, they go to Zillow, MLS, and I'm just like, nah. In my 8 years of being full time in September, I think I probably on the investment side bought like probably 1 or 2 MLS properties, probably wholesale one, I think. But all my stuff in our market is not a focus.
That would make sense because CJ said it ain't been around. It hasn't been a good tool in 8 years. So that makes sense. All right, cool. What we got back there? This is a CJ question all day. All day.
So $500 budget, knowing what you know now, where do you start? What software do you get? All right, this is super, super simple. All right. Shout out to my guy, Max, that I went over this at We Live on stage. All right. So here's the deal. You need to go get a list. Oh, what's that?
Did you release that footage yet? From where you go?
I did not. We're holding tight on that. It's in the vault.
Okay.
It's in the back cave. So listen, you need to go get a list of at least 1,000 records. And I'm going to make some people upset, and I apologize in advance. That's not the intent. You got to stop being cheap. All right. Stop looking for free data. Stop looking for the easy to get data. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do with $500 to get a deal. You need to go get a list of at least 1,000 records. All right. There's different sites to do that. You can go on my site, chargeduplist.com. Look at Chris's favorites. Put in your information. There's List Source. There's my guy, Eric Torrente, flipthisrealestatelyst.com. Go spend some money. Get a list. All right. If you go on my site, 1,000 records will cost you $120. All right.
Oh.
$120, you get 1,000 records. So there's a lot of people that are spending time driving for dollars, doing these different things. Go buy a quality list. Buy it without the phone numbers. All right, so go buy the list, $120, no phone numbers. Take that list, go on REI Skip trace the list is 15 cents a record. All right. So now you're in what, $270, right? So now you're in at $270. Now you need to get on the phone. All right. You can use call tools, you can use Mojo, you can use your regular phone. All right. Start making phone calls to your list. You're in under $300, guys. All right. Start making the phone calls, get people on the line. And that's all you need to do as a base level to start generating deals. I suggest PropStream as well. That'll keep you under $500.
All
I know
day.
Max loves PropStream. I use it. No, Nas uses it. I use PropStream every single day.
You can pull 10,000 leads from that.
You can go get 10,000 leads from PropStream. All right. Take that information, start making the phone calls. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it anything more than what it needs to be. This is a simple business, simple process. The work is what's hard. Get on the phone, hit those 1,000 records, try to call 100 records a day. All right. Try to make 100 calls a day. It's not easy. Try to get in 100 calls a day. You're not going to talk to 100 people. All right. Get them on the phone, and that will start generating leads for you to be able to do deals, and you're going to be well under $500.
And let me add one more thing that won't cost you any money. I know CJ said it was wasting time, but get your behind out there and drive for dollars. And the reason why I say that is you can drop me in any city in 5 hours and I get a deal. And that's because I'm going to look up the zip codes that's popping. That's easy to do and free. I got videos for that. And I'm going to drive and I'm going to find something that looks quick. And that's how. So when I bring new trainees into my office, after they do their first week, I throw them a softball. I'll literally go out. Because I like to still drive on Sundays if I got time, and I'll bring back 10 leads that I know that need to be sold. You can't tell me. I can look at them and tell you. And out of those 10, one of those 10 calls, they're gonna get somebody that's gonna put them on a long conversation. They should be able to close a deal. I just did it this Monday.
Now that's real. So shout out to Driving for Dollars, man. One of my students.
We ain't always got to agree. You ain't got to be my friend, bro.
I'm not. Listen, let me be clear, guys. This is after dark. All right, I'm not driving for no dollars. Right?
Exactly. I still like
driving for any dollars. I don't have time. But
that's because your truck is too big and it costs you
$4
a
gas
gallon.
Is serious, man. The gas is
2 miles
serious.
A gallon.
The gas is serious, man. But if you drive for dollars, you can get deals. One of my students just got a deal through Deal Machine last week.
And I'm not even saying you got to use Deal Machine. I mean, I obviously love Deal Machine. It makes it way easier. But I'm saying if you don't even have, because you're talking about staying in budget. I'm just saying write the address down and skip trace it. Yeah. But once you get that money, and that's one thing you need to talk about, CJ, because you talk about, all right, once you get your first deal, how they get more?
That's a good question. After you get your first deal, the number one rule of thumb is reinvest the money that you just made. The mistake I see a lot of wholesalers make is you get that first 5,000, you get that first 10,000, and you immediately want to go solve all your issues. And I understand what makes you want to do that. I get it. I've been in that space before. I didn't pay myself for 24 months when I started making money in real estate. For 2 full years, I did not take a penny out of my business. I reinvested every single dollar back into my business. You got to go back and spend more money on marketing. Take your time to go get some tools. Go get your PropStream if you don't already have it. Go get a phone powered dollar and reinvest in your business. And that will rapidly help you grow and do multiple deals and get out of a space of, I call it living deal to deal, right? Yep. There's some wholesalers that they get stuck living deal to deal. So you don't want to be in that space. And all it takes is some discipline up front, reinvest in your business. There's no need to quit your job on the first deal, right? There's no need to adjust the way you do different things because you've already gone through the pain of getting to that first deal. Mm-hmm. Like stay inside of that pain and keep working and then reinvest that money. That's my opinion.
Yep. Hey, the next question should be for Nas because that's a good one. Go to Sean's question, 2 above there. Go 2 above to Sean's question. Yo, who's my producer in the back? Is that EA? I told him I was gonna call him out today. Go up to the next 2 questions, man. Thank you. EA want to get beat up today. Yo, this is for you, Nas. I think because you just
right. Hey, well, first, like, yo, Mac's team, man, like, it's just so professional. Like, you see how he put the questions on the screen? Like, if it was me, I would just be reading these shit down. You know what I mean? But yeah, your Mac's team is just all.
Hey, shout out to my guys down there, man. The boys, man.
If it wasn't for them, I'd be on my cell phone talking to y'all.
Yeah, look, nice. My guy, you see this earpiece this man got in his ear, man?
I see it, man.
I'm just trying to make a little bit of money. I just want to have one of them joints. I just want one of them joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a douchebag earbag. The douchebag earbag. When there's the earpiece, you be like, "Hey, Max, what's up?"
Nah, he got that from his old military days, man.
Bro,
he pulled that joint out the bag, man.
This came from Guitar Center.
Wow.
We have the next question.
All right, cool. Expand on
y'all to move along.
Expand on what you have learned about investing through an IRA. Okay, so I think this is an important matter, and something we definitely need to something we definitely need to take into account. Yes, you can make great transactional money in real estate. However, we must think about the future. 5 years will fly by, 10 years will fly by, and eventually you will be upon retirement age. What I like about doing deals in the IRA, investing in the IRA, I'm very comfortable with real estate. Max and CJ, they understand stocks too, but I don't have a great understanding on it, but I have a real good understanding on real estate. So what I like to do is I like to buy land and wholesale land in my IRA. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll wholesale a deal, and I'm gonna walk you through one. I have to do the contract in my self-directed IRA, and I will once it's titled me as a buyer with the IRA. When I say me, the IRA, and I will get it signed off on, the contract signed off on. They'll do the title search. Once the assignment comes in, it goes directly into the IRA. All right. You do have to use some earnest money out of the IRA. So let's say the earnest money is $100. You have to put that down to show that you do have some skin in the game, and you can create future wealth, non-tax through your IRA. You don't get taxed on it that year.
But Nas, what is an IRA?
An IRA is a individual retirement account. Okay, you should have one.
Yo, this brother's smart, man.
What's the individual retirement account?
An individual retirement account is an account that the government rewards you for planning for your retirement, because basically he doesn't have to take care of you in your later years. Okay, so just how you work a job and you get a retirement account, normally it's a 401k. You can, as a business owner, you can do that for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I strongly recommend you get one. I use American IRA. You don't have to use that. Find a company that works with you, that you buy with the people. They're going to answer your questions, and they're going to answer your questions, be available for you, but just get one, because I know too many people.
Get American IRA. I'm gonna just tell you.
Yeah, get American IRA. But I know a lot of people who have to take care of parents and relatives once they become elderly or that retirement age, or people who's supposed to be retired but they can't, so they gotta drive for Uber, they gotta drive for Lyft. They gotta ask their kids and family members for money. So it's extremely important. And as far as the IRA, they have different types of IRAs. You can go. A 401k might be the best product for you. A Roth IRA might be the best product for you. A regular IRA might be the best product for you. But you have to have that conversation with a consultant. You want to talk to somebody who does self-directed IRAs. To make this simple, just Google American IRA.
And just call them.
Just call them.
Or fill out a form and they'll call you. Here's like the plain and simple thing. An individual retirement account. I forget there was an act that was passed, or some type of bill that was passed back in the day, or something like that said, hey, we realize that actually companies right now don't have the capability to invest for its employees to go out there and secure their future. So we're going to allow you guys to go out there and create your own retirement account and make it self-directed. Self-directed means that you're allowed to invest into things except for collectibles and coins. Is that something like that?
Coins is one of them, yeah.
I can't remember. I use mine for real estate, but in lending, but yeah.
So there's a few things that you can't use it for. But what happens is if you have a contract on a piece of land, like Nas says, you make sure that contract is written in the name of your IRA. The IRA has a checkbook on it. Some of them do. And you can write that check, the $100 earnest money, for that contract, which makes it a binding contract between the IRA account and the seller. And when you wholesale that deal, or when you buy that deal and then flip it, that money, the profit, and the money you put out to begin with goes back to your IRA, all tax-free. Because you don't need all the money you're going to make. I hate to tell you. All the money.
If you're doing 5 deals a month, one of those needs to be done in your IRA. Take some of those $5,000-$10,000 deals and put those in your IRA. You got to contract it in your IRA. Your EMD has to come from your IRA. But I agree, man. It's a phenomenal tool.
Absolutely. And a lot of people that have IRAs are also usually investors, because they know, and usually real estate investors.
And they make great private lenders when you find people with IRAs.
Great private lenders, correct.
So let's move on from that. I know we do out on that a little bit, but let's move on.
Thank you. I invested a lot into my smile.
Hey, Nas, man. Just seeing you without these braces is phenomenal, man.
Makes me happy for you, bro.
Because I'm happy for this guy, Max.
Well, you know, the main reason I'm happy is because every time we would get together, he would use it as an excuse why he got to leave early. Y'all gotta go see the dentist.
I've never seen somebody so tight about orthodontist appointments, man.
Yo, you go every week.
He said he's got the best orthodontist in Atlanta or something, man.
No, Atlanta, Charlotte, you mean? But nah, man, I was had to be serious about it, because when my father got me braces the first time from 14 to 16, I ain't do right, and that's why I had to get him as an adult again.
Oh, so you grew up rich?
Huh?
You grew up rich?
We was in the hood, but we was okay. We was okay.
Yeah. He was hood rich.
We was hood rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was middle class. We was definitely middle class. Just New Jersey so expensive. You still be you be middle class
even till this day.
Yeah.
So, all right, how do you deal with properties with crazy code violations, guys?
That's easy. I mean, that's what you want. We deal with problems. We deal with problems. We want the people who have problems. The people who don't have no problems, they probably don't need to deal with us. They can just go list with a realtor. So basically, if a property has crazy code violations, you normally find out during the title search. Let's say the seller is saying, hey, look, I don't want to pay any of that. All right. Depending on what it is, and depending on the city, sometimes they do negotiate.
Yep.
Majority of the time, the sellers, I would say 9 out of 10 times, the seller will pay their fees. You do once in a while, you get that seller and say, no, I want this amount, or I'm not selling. You can either up the price or take it out of your assignment fee.
Yeah, I agree, man. These are really good deal opportunities. Nas hit it on the head, man.
Even a list.
Look, yeah, listen, man. I'm going to tell you exactly what you do. You do what the person who has the code violation doesn't do. You call the city and you work out an agreement. You work out a deal. You let the code inspector know you're under contract to purchase that property. Your intent is to get it fixed up, improve it, add a tax base back to the city. But you need them to cut you some slack on the co-violation fees, and they'll get it worked out with you. Not on every single one, but they're not trying to prohibit people from doing good business and fixing blight in the city.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, because usually you can't you're not going to negotiate any taxes. Most cities are never going to move on taxes.
No,
but
yeah.
They'll give you room on stuff like that, and they'll be able, if you present a good option, they'll be able to give you some room for sure. All right. When you are talking to sellers about distressed properties, they'll tell you they are getting multiple offers from other investors. What do you tell them to make it seem like you're not competing? I'll start with this. So one thing that I do is I say, well, why haven't you taken an offer yet? Well, they offered me 50. I want more than 50. Well, hey, Mr. Seller, I think 50 is a great deal. And if you think they're going to close on the property, I would go ahead and take 50. Yeah. That's what I would do. What do you do, Chris?
So I use that strategy a lot. I think that works highly effectively in terms of finding out what the competing offer is, or pushing them to know in terms of like, what did they not like about that offer? A lot of times they'll have that conversation with you. What I do aside from that too is I put them on a shot clock. I call it the shot clock. All right. You got 24 seconds in the NBA. All right. Well, you got 24 hours with me. All right. My cash is ready to go. My offer is good. I'm looking at multiple properties in the area. Look, I can extend this offer out to you for 24 hours. All right. I'm willing to pay you more than the 50,000, but I can do 52.5, but it's good for 24 hours. You got to put some pressure on them, because that lets me know that a seller, one, he's not a motivated seller. There's a distinction between a motivated seller and somebody who wants to sell a house. It's two completely different things. All right. So this is just a guy who wants to sell a property. So you got to incentivize him to move quickly or to get something done, because from his perspective, he can just sit back and keep collecting offers until he gets what he feels is the highest offer. So you got to put some pressure on him.
Absolutely. That's what we do. We just put some pressure on him. And I do take a little bit of max. Hey, we got multiple. You need to take. Sometimes I tell them, hey, you need to take that offer. And
I do. Right.
Yeah, you need to take that offer. Don't look back and run. You need to take it today.
But I do it with doubt. So I tell them, I say, listen, if you think that person is actually going to close on that deal, you need to go take it right now.
That's a major key, what you just said.
Yeah, and I put some doubt in their head. But
you got to do that.
And usually I never go above when they say 50, because usually I usually like to call buff. So if somebody said 50, I can't do 50. My number is around $48,596, right? And if he's offering you 50, you should take it, because I think that's a great deal. But I tell you what, if you don't think he's going to close, I'll close in 70s. But the most I can do is 48.50.
Most of the time, squeeze at the bluff.
Yeah, you're going to say, you know what, I like you, or you know what, I'll just do it with you. Let's get it signed up.
Yep.
Max Maxwell, I have a potential deal on a house that burned in a fire. Should I close or walk away? How do you price a fire damaged property in Greensboro? I'll be honest with you. I've never purchased a fire damaged property, but my guy, Elijah, your guy. No. Elijah your guy, right? Is that it?
I heard it for 20 hours. So many sayings I can't keep up.
All right. So Elijah is great at pricing. I honestly, I've never done one. So, but if I was going to say a house that was actually burnt down to where you got to do it, I'm going on construction costs at that point.
Yeah, I've bought fire damage property before in the past. So you have to find a fire remediation company, all right? And you need to call them and have them come look at the property. They will let you know what at the property is salvageable and what isn't. What wood can be saved, what wood cannot be saved. Once you have the answer to that, you can then bring in a contractor who can let you know what it will cost to rebuild based on what needs to be replaced. So wood that's burnt doesn't mean it's no longer good wood. All right, if it's got alligator bites and that can be power washed off or chemically washed off, you can save a lot of that stuff. If the majority, more than 50% of the house can't be saved, the wood can't be saved, then you got to start looking at it as a tear down to the foundation and utilizing the foundation. But fire damage properties are good money. I haven't done one in a long time. I used to do them back in the day. I can't lift that heavy anymore. Elijah your guy, Elijah is the fire damage king, man. So, you know, he's going to know way better than us, but that's my 2 cents. That's what's worked for me in the past.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's your guy, Elijah
Yeah, that's how he says it. That's it. Nas, you buying stuff with fire damage?
I bought stuff. I've wholesale stuff for fire damage. I wholesale multiple fire damage deals. I just get it low. That's all it is. It's not really a science to it. I just get it low. Yeah. Sometimes the houses can be restored, and sometimes you just got to scrape that and you just get the land. So
And
yeah.
I know sometimes Elijah talks about that usually the insurance companies paid the person out, so you ain't really got to go crazy with it.
Yeah.
They get paid on the fire damage, man. The insurance company is going to either cut you a check or you can have them pay to do the rebuild. So when people take that check, you can get that property at a super, super crazy discounted price.
So they can just move on.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give everybody a quick tip since it's after dark. All right. And this is my guy Max's YouTube. I'm going to give everybody a quick little tip.
Oh, this is going to be on your YouTube later too.
All right. Here's what you got to do. I got this from one of my students. He's probably watching, so I don't want to take his credit because I don't want him to beat me up. All right. Go follow your local police department's Twitter page. I know at least here locally. All right. They will put the property address where the fire is reported at.
Yep.
I'm giving you a free way to build a quick list. Go on their Twitter page, scrub it when they say there's a fire, they put the location. Now don't call people that day. All right. Please don't call them that day. All right. Give them a little bit of time and then make that phone call, man. You can run some money up.
Hey, I was in the neighborhood, just seen this, blah, blah, blah. So
Exactly.
there's a question posted up. I think they're going to it next. Nas, you read this one because I feel like.
Yeah, this is a Nas question.
How do you deal with the property that's been considered to be in an illegal subdivision? Wow. Okay. I gotta take a drink of that one. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get some water out of my system. And illegal. All right. How do you deal with a property that's been considered to be in a illegal subdivision? I gotta get a definition. I can't answer
I've
that.
never heard of an illegal subdivision.
I've never heard of an illegal subdivision either.
Like some up north stuff because I know we don't have that down there.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that term before.
I don't know what's an illegal subdivision.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Let's look it up. I gotta think though, if it's in an illegal subdivision, probably not. It might not be a good deal to buy, I would think.
What does it mean by like?
Let's find out, man. Who's running Google, man?
I'm running it right now. Yeah, I got it. Let's see here. Oh, it says illegal subdivisions are planned and organized squatter settlements. These occur when cities where government owns large tracts of vacant land with low opportunity costs. Okay, yeah, we can't help you.
Yeah,
I haven't ran into that before. If it's city owned, you're gonna have a tough time getting your hands on city owned property.
I'm gonna go research that later tonight. And
I haven't heard that before.
The legal subdivision. Cool. Let's go to this next question right there. Go ahead, CJ.
All right. So, what do you say to sellers who insist on a $5,000 EMD, earnest money deposit, which you don't have? I don't have it on a $40,000 house, so you don't have it under contract to flip to a buyer. All right. So here's the deal, right? You're gonna have every once in a while, you're gonna have a buyer or seller rather who's a little bit more sophisticated, or they've dealt with multiple wholesalers who haven't closed. They're frustrated. They say, hey, I need a large deposit. All right. I say the exact same thing I'm about to tell you every single time. It has not failed me yet. I have no wood to knock on right now. So somebody please knock on wood for me. All right. Thank you, Max. What I explained to the seller, all right, is, hey, like I told you already early in the conversation, Max, I buy 5 to 10 properties a month. Listen, if I put $5,000 down as earnest money on every single property, I would impact my cash flow too much where it'd be trouble for my business. I'm happy to increase my deposit to something that makes sense. You can call my attorney. I've closed multiple deals in the last 10 years with my attorney. You're more than welcome to call him. Let him have a conversation with you. Let you know that I honor my commitments. I'll get the business done and push them to the closing attorney. All right. Because what they want is validation. It's not about the $5,000. They're trying to validate you as a buyer that you can perform and do what you say you are going to do. So I push them to my attorney and I have them vet me through my attorney.
You know, I think what I've seen when this has come up the few times it has come up, most of the sellers that ask that question actually think they're getting the $5,000, right? And they'll be like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, you know what? Actually, I don't have a problem putting down the 5,000. You know, we give this to the attorney, correct? No. That goes to me. No, actually, no. That's not how selling a house works.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good point.
So, that's how I deal with that. Anyways, what you got? Hey, somebody say y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Share this. I see somebody gave it a thumbs down before we started. How is that possible?
Wow. They must have wanted to see Nas with braces.
All right. So the question, how do you deal with people who have federal tax liens? Okay, so a federal tax lien, I'm gonna assume you're talking about like an IRS lien. So with that being said, IRS liens, they, in my past experience, they normally take a little bit more than 24 to 48 hours to get that payoff back. So other than that, let's say you're buying a property for 100 and they have an IRS lien for $30,000. As long as the seller's willing to pay that lien or pay enough where they'll say, okay, we'll release it, then the deal can still get done. Now, I have been in situations before where I'm buying the property for 100, but they owe the IRS $300,000, and the IRS is saying, hey, look, we're not letting you get no proceeds from the sale. So, of course, then the deal apart. I mean, I tell us so, like, hey, look, I understand you're renting it out, making something. The IRS saying, hey, if I sell it, you can't get nothing. I'm gonna keep it too. You know, I'm not just going to give away my property. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I've had this come up only one time. I guess you got the address pulled up. You guys can go check it out. It's 1927 Briar Run Drive in Greensboro. It was a house that I flipped a while ago, early this year actually. This house, it was inherited, and one of the siblings that inherited it had a IRS tax lien. And that IRS tax lien, what we did is we had the closing attorney dealt with this, but they called the IRS. They had a case manager. They explained them the situation, and part of that person's proceeds went to that IRS claim, and it's that simple. So as long as it's not like a crazy big IRS lien, IRS ain't really giving. Now, I have heard of them negotiating the price down on a big lien if they know they're going to get something today. I've heard of that. I've seen people do it. And actually, I think there's a company that does it. If it's a big deal, and you can probably hire a company to do that negotiation for you.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, it's pretty much the same with what you guys said. If there's enough funds to cover it, and the seller can still get money in their pocket, generally you don't see them really sweat about that. However, like Nas said, I mean, if they owe the government $100,000 and they're only getting $100,000 back, I don't really. Every time I run into that, they end up not selling. They want to rent it out or do something. I think somebody had one of those calls when the closes of the Olympics, man. If I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Those are tough.
It was was it
Steve?
Antonio? No.
Antonio? Yeah, it was Antonio. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are tough, but you can work through them. My
guy had a dope name. His name was Catfish Sandwich. Y'all seen that?
Wait, what? In the comments?
Yeah, no, yeah. His name was Catfish Sandwich. He didn't have a question.
Get that guy up here, man. Shout out to the catfish sandwiches, man.
Sandwich. I like that.
It's catfish sandwich.
Sandwich, bro.
That might be my people right there, man. From the
gotta be your country people right there.
He from the D too. Hey,
that's Detroit, man. I like that.
How do you get probate deals? Okay, so you can go down to your local courthouse and get the data yourself from your local county courthouse, or you can get it from a third-party broker. There's multiple sites out there. One site, she does it in select places.
Law clerk on demand.
On demand law clerk or law clerk
Law
Law
clerk
clerk
on
on
demand. You can go to Duru Courthouse list if you forget. I make it simple. Duru Courthouse list. It takes you right to her site. But she gets that data from the county that for you. You know, if you're too busy, for me to get the data, it's very tedious. So I'd rather just pay somebody, grab it, and do it.
She's got a course too that I think is really affordable that will walk you through step by step how to pull it at your own. What's that?
How much is it?
I think it's $397. I think
all day. I paid more for my guy down in Florida a long time ago.
Yeah, so, she tells you exactly what to say, how to look at the paperwork.
Does she do North Carolina?
Yeah, she does North Carolina.
She does North Carolina, but she's from Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, she do Georgia and North Carolina.
So
but
she
the
does.
Process she sells, you could do it anywhere.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna hit her up because I pull it now. So here's I've done some things that really hurt my business in some type of ways. So I used to take my cell phone. So in my courthouse, you can walk into the back room, actually where the records are. And as long as you're respectful and put the files back in the in the way they had it, numerical order, then they don't care. Man, I put that on YouTube and people went down there and messed that up.
Now you Max told me to come down here.
Yo, you can't even go in there no more. Right? So luckily I have some ways to get in there. But I've also found other ways to do it, but it's a little bit tedious than what we had before. Before we hired an older lady before to go in there and just scan the 2 pages that I need, and she used to get $200 a day.
Oh man, she was working.
Man, you just scan it.
Y'all fancy, man.
I put that on. Because the reason why I like my county is not online, which makes you work.
So you got to put it in the work.
Yeah, and people are lazy, so these are leads nobody will touch it.
Yeah, probates take time to go down to the courthouse, get them collected. But man, you can make really good money on probates.
That's why I like driving for dollars, because it takes time and nobody does it.
That's real. I don't.
Watch, I'm gonna show you how to scale your business using some deal machine. You're gonna be
Hey, listen. Here's the deal. I need it because I need it because I need the earpiece. I need to make some money so I can get the earpiece. All right. And then number 2, I need it so I can get my teeth looking as beautiful as this guy Nazir's teeth. So I'm open to that help. I'm open to that help.
Thanks, man. I try.
You can use Deal Machine already has a system set up. So if you get the enterprise plan, right, and you put a Craigslist ad or Indeed ad out, and you let people sign up and go through the thing, it don't cost you any more. That you can have unlimited amount of people to sign up, and you pay them. You pay them per a approved lead.
I didn't know you could have unlimited on the enterprise version.
Think about that. You pay them per an approved lead, and the ones that are good, you pay them hourly. I guarantee you'd be like, "Yo, Max, thanks for helping me." But I ain't gonna say nothing.
That's a fact. I'm gonna look. That's a Fendi fact. I'm gonna look into that.
All right, go ahead. My bad. What's the next?
Now, is you reading this one?
I'm reading, bro. I did very well in reading.
Did you?
Hey, yo,
this is hilarious.
Did y'all ever go to school? Well, not you, CJ. You went to private school. But Max, you ever went to school with that one kid who's like real popular? He could fight real good, but he can't read, so nobody laughs when he's reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had that, man. I ain't gonna say
that was you.
No. I knew how to read. My mother was a teacher. She wasn't. She wasn't playing that. But yeah.
So CJ went to Pembroke.
Oh man. Nah, listen. I didn't go to private school. I went to a very nice public school.
Man, I don't believe that. You went to some private shit, man.
What's that? 8 Mile. 8 Mile. You said, yo, you Pembroke.
Okay. If you're doing a wholesale deal virtually for a house that's boarded up, how do you go about getting your boots on the ground in there to get the pick so you can estimate the repairs? That's easy. So therefore, they have sites that you can actually hire somebody to go out there and take pictures for you. CJ, drop those sites for them.
So I'm glad you asked.
Well,
listen, that was good. That was smooth. That was a great transition. I like that. All right, listen, BPO photo. I just happen to know the answer. I'm glad I at least know the answer. BPOphotoflow.com is one. And then WeGoLook.com is another one.
I hate WeGoLook.
Yeah, they've gone up in price. They're harder to use these days. I suggest BPO Photo Flow. That's a great site.
Realtors.
Yeah, exactly.
Broke ones.
Yeah, Max, were you about to say find a local realtor?
No, I said they're usually realtors that are taking the photo.
Yeah.
Because BPO means broker price opinion, and I used to do those when I was in real estate for Wachovia back in the days. I used to take their BPO photos, and they used to pay $125 per house you do, and you can do like 8 or 9 a day.
That's good money.
Back in the day, it was hell yeah.
Hey, you caught on that, right? See, yeah, back in the day, you know what I mean? Today,
I heard it. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I heard it.
Yeah, we don't know 21. You know, that was some good money.
I'm 56 years old. I'm talking about the inflation back in the.
Oh, okay. And now that makes sense. That makes
years
sense.
younger than not.
All right. Let me get that next question. What's the best way to separate cell phone numbers from landlines after skip tracing? You guys are awesome. I'm very awesome. Thank you.
When you use REI skip, it's going to tell you if it's a cell phone number or a landline.
That's what I was about to say, man. REI skip, it'll categorize for you if it's a landline or mobile. Sort your spreadsheet, put them in 2 different lists. Boom.
It's going to get you right. Hey, let me get that next question.
You got to go to your dentist. My seller just insisted on using his realtor since he's out of town. House is off market and vacant. What's the best way to deal with the realtor so he knows I'm wholesaling it?
Yeah, I don't know that. Go ahead, Nas. Go.
Yeah, unfortunately, this happens. Normally, all right. My contract has a built-in assignment clause in it already. If the realtor makes you use the state contract, you will have to put in or assigns on it behind your LLC. Okay? All the realtor needs to know you're an investor. So you'll put your the name of your LLC in or assigns if he makes you use the state contract. Okay? If anybody asks you about the in or assigns, tell them, hey, look, I have multiple entities. And I might change entities as we get closer to closing to either my flip entity or one of my other rental entities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I deal with it. That's your biggest hurdle. If you get past price, then that's your biggest hurdle.
I agree. That's exactly what I do. And you got to use the favorite buzzword of all realtors. Shout out to all my realtors watching this. I've never been a realtor, but their favorite buzzword, Nas, do you know what their favorite word is? It's commission. Realtors' favorite word is commission. You got to make sure you're very clear with them that you are happy to make sure they get paid in the transaction. Once you confirm that, they'll usually work very hard to make sure that everybody is in a win-win situation.
Word.
All right. Go ahead. We get next question.
So what percentages of your marketing do you spend every month? And is this number based on sales? So what I think this is saying is how much of your marketing what percentage of your sales per month do you contribute back towards marketing? I think that's how I'm reading it. Nas, what do you do?
That's basically how I'm reading it, man. Since I got off of mail, to be honest with you, I normally don't increase marketing because I just go after everybody, and because it's really cheap. Since you're doing ringless voicemail, and if you're doing Texting,
SMS, yeah.
SMS, it's so cheap. I don't really increase my marketing budget every month like I used to because I already go after everybody. Unfortunately, that's my answer. But Mike, what's up? That's my boy Michael Lopez down in Charlotte, man.
Shout out to Michael Lopez in Charlotte.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate the question. So about 30% for me of each deal profit goes back in towards marketing.
Yeah, for me, I don't really do it on percentile. I just have a budget on marketing each month, and we really don't increase it at this point because we're pretty much, there's not much more I can put out there.
I think that's a good point, real quick, Max.
Yeah.
At some point, you can, when you're in a smaller market like I am, like Max is, shout out to Charlotte. So you cap out at some point. Like you can only spend but so much to produce, but so much in return. So you got to keep an eye on that number when you're in smaller markets.
Yeah. All right. Let's do 2 more questions. Y'all good with 2 more questions?
I'm good. Let's bring it on, dog.
It's 10:15.
Yeah. My
It's
bedtime.
dark for real. Yeah. You see these grays, man.
I got some in here too, man. I'm not even married or have kids. I can't imagine when that happens.
All right, what's this one? Facebook user says, if tax liens are owed on the property to wholesale it, can the buyer agree to pay the liens and then supply cash on top of that for the house, or just pay the liens? So yes. So yeah, I mean, you can pay off the lien entirely, and the seller can still make cash on top of that. They don't have to just sell it for what the lien amount is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they can definitely get more money than the lien amount.
Yeah, but just make sure you hash that out. Like, hey, look, I'm gonna make sure you get this, and I'm gonna take care of your lien, so that that part is they have a clear understanding.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Let's make it a good one.
Somebody's searching for a good question back there.
Yeah, somebody's searching for a good question. Do you guys think high volume, low margin deals or high margin, low volume deals are better?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question, but I don't think one is better than the other.
Yeah, I don't either.
If you take out the word high volume, low, and margin, that's the ones I like. Just deals.
Yeah. I mean, look, deals are deals. High volume, low margin, or vice versa. Listen, when it comes to low margin, I look at this very simply. If you can do 5 deals a month and make $10,000 a deal, that's $50,000. If you can do 10 deals a month and make $10,000, that's $100,000. So you can make a lot of money on low margin deals with good systems and good processes.
Absolutely.
Like for example, if your average deal is $13,000 and a $3,000 deal rolls across your desk, you don't think you're gonna take it?
Gotta take it.
You're gonna take it. That's just part of the business.
Yeah, you gotta take it, man. How much the earpiece? That's about the cost of the earpiece.
What earpiece?
The earpiece you got, dog. You got the overhead joint.
I would send you one, but make sure you got anything else that you need for it.
Nah, I need it. I need it, man. It's just I think it'll give me the opportunity to really focus on answering the questions. So I might need one of those, man. I
need one because I just want to feel important. You know what I mean? I want somebody to run up on me at the gas station. I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to be like Secret Service, man.
This is not one of those, bro.
I want to, instead of us talking in our group chat, what we'll do, man, is we can all get earpieces, and instead of talking by text in the group chat, we can just tap in.
Yeah, bro. Word up, man. Word up.
It's just so I don't have to wear bulky headphones, guys. I'll send you $245. I'll send you one. All right, guys. Listen, I appreciate you guys being on here. Let's do this every other week. Let's look on your schedule. Let's see what we got. We'll post it up soon. Don't forget to follow these guys, man. I know you guys are on my channel. This is also going to be on their channel. The replay of this is going to be on their channel as well. But make sure you look these guys up. Follow them. Go to my Instagram page. Follow me. Give this thing a like. please do that. And also, you guys have YouTubes, right? Go to Nazar's page.
Yeah.
CJ, is your page still running?
It is, man. I haven't put anything up. I'm on IG Live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7.
I want to hear about
Y'all
that.
so fancy with these YouTubes, man. Y'all so fancy with these YouTubes. We just trying to make some money over here, so we can get a YouTube going.
Well, once you get the YouTube, you get the earpiece. It comes with the plaque.
All right,
But,
there it is.
So listen, go follow Nazar. Go follow Chris. Go give them a like on their YouTube. Let's go get them 300 new subs.
Yeah, give me some subs at Real Estate Guru, YouTube, Real Estate Guru, IG, Real Estate Guru, Facebook group, Wholesaling with the Guru, BBWs, holla at me in the DM. I'm going down, you know what I'm saying? So just I
shouldn't have gave him a last word. I shouldn't have gave him a last word.
Oh man, I thought we would make it. I thought we were going to make it.
No, but listen, man, I appreciate everybody that was on here. I think I seen like 600 plus people come on at one time. I appreciate that, and notice that we're just here, just really trying to do our part to further on and crush this generational curse. If you notice, none of us sold anything. We ain't got no pitch. There's no and then. There's no at the end of this, man. We just giving our time. We like hanging out with each other, so you guys might as well hang out with y'all. And like he said, listen, go BBWs, hit my man up now. He's dead serious.
There it is. Shout out to him. Listen, we'll do it every other week. You can find me on Instagram at the Chris Jefferson. And this is for the people, man. We're not selling nothing. Come in once every other week, hang out with y'all, answer questions for you, help you with your business. That's what we're here for.
Triple threat, baby. See y'all on the other side. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.